First, I want to welcome all of my fellow second-class citizens. And our very special friends. And there are some very special friends in this room, beginning with the Speaker of the House of Representatives, whom I am honored to be with and have known for 3 decades now. Also, I would like my partner, Michael, to stand if you will, please. So glad you made it, Michael. And hi, Harvey. It's amazing that we are here today. Looking back over the past 30-some years, it's amazing that we're here celebrating Harvey Milk Day. Harvey Milk is the very first second-class citizen to be given a day in the state of California. And he is only the second citizen of the state of California to be so recognized, the first one being John Muir. So he's in the very best of company. Harvey would be, I think, very inspired by what has happened in the time since 1978. The changes that have taken place are immense. In fact, the changes that took place even in the year that Harvey served as supervisor were significant and monumentally landscape altering. Most particularly, the No on 6 campaign, which resulted in not just an election victory, but a coalition of people who would then move forward on issues after issues having to do with the civil rights of all citizens, first and second class. Now we come to a time when there are, in fact, 3 issues before the federal legislature to either act on or move forward. The one which is most mentioned and least likely is the so-called Defense of Marriage Act, which is what keeps us second-class citizens. The other 2, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, has been around for a very long time. It came within 1 vote of passing the Senate in 1995, and it still languishes, except that now it has a fresh face on it because transgender people are included for the first time, and this is a very, very important. The other is affectionately known as Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which was a very unfortunate compromise that came out of a well-intentioned president trying to do the right thing and not being allowed to do so by a hostile Congress. Not quite so hostile as the one that the Speaker knows so well, but hostile nonetheless. And when you deal with a hostile Congress, you get things like Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And people are hurt, and institutions are hurt, and the country is hurt. So it's time to change these pieces of law, bad law, hurtful law, mean law, law which has no place on the books of a democracy such as ours. Just a very brief word about Speaker Pelosi. I know, and I know personally and in my heart and in my head and in my soul that Speaker Pelosi is here for us. And Speaker Pelosi will do what is possible in this Congress to move us forward toward first-class citizenship. And I know that she will be richly introduced by our wonderful state senator. And this is something else that I don't think Harvey would have foreseen back in 1978, although he certainly was prescient enough to know that it was coming. An openly gay state senator, someone who is so incredibly effective in Sacramento that he is known universally and respected universally as a fine, upstanding, honest, forthright, and accomplished legislator. I can't even begin to list the things that Mark has done, not just for this constituency, but for his constituency voters. The most recent is Harvey Milk Day. Harvey Milk Day was first put forward when Mark was a state representative. He managed to get every Democrat to vote in its favor, and because every Democrat voted for it, it passed. There was no help from the other side. And when it reached the governor's desk, it was vetoed. Mark personified what our president later took as a logo. Yes, we can. And he brought it forward again, this time as a state senator. And it passed again by a bare majority. And this time, the governor heard the message and signed the bill. So we are here today on the eve of the very first Harvey Milk Day, a day the likes of which no other state has seen. And California, save for Bakersfield, California will be celebrating tomorrow thanks to our wonderful state senator, Mark Leno.